This is my Shakespearean speech. It is Iago from Othello, Act 1, Scene 3. Thus do I ever make my fool my purse. For I my own gained knowledge should profane if I would time expend with such a snipe, but for my sport and profit. I hate them all. And it is thought abroad that twixt my sheets he has done my office. I know not if it be true, but I for mere suspicion of that kind will do as for surety. He holds me well, the better for my purpose to work on him. Cassio is a proper man. Let me see now to get his place and plume up my own will in double knavery. How? How? Let's see. After some time to abuse Othello's ear that he is too familiar with his wife. Cassio is of a person and smooth disposed to be suspected, framed to make women false, and the more is of a free and open nature that believes men honest that but seem to be so, and will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are.
This is my contemporary monologue. It is the character Sam from 222, A Ghost Story. Question 4, and this is a big one. Communication. Let's go back to that portal from the afterlife theory and say that whatever ghosts are, the reason we're not overrun is that the gateway between life and death is a secret that only some ghosts are in on. Okay, I buy all of that. So you're dead. You find the portal, and it's a really arduous journey, the spectral equivalent of clinging to a dinghy across the freezing sea. You risk your place in heaven, your afterlife, to see your family one more time because you want to tell them something. It's fucking important, right? The words you choose to convey this vital message to the people you care about more than anything else in the world? Ooh! Or playing games. Like, oh, I'll let them know I'm all right by knocking that picture off the wall. Or, the one that gets me, there's a psychic and my grieving wife is in the audience. I'll let her know I'm all right by only giving him the first letter of my name. Dumb, inefficient, unnecessarily cruel, just so unhuman. We're obsessed with communication. It's all we do, to the point where we can send millions of words with the push of a button, and what, we just forget all of that? Do you know what I might believe? An email from the dead. Or a WhatsApp message. At least then it would seem realistic.
For my object story, I've chosen this. Not the mug, it's what's inside the mug. There's a drink, basically, and it's supposed to make you more talkative. So it's weird. It's weird, I know, but now I'll tell you how I acquired it. Basically, so I was walking through my local town, and basically every couple of weeks in my local town we have the butter market where people set up stalls, and it's great. There's loads of like random stuff that you can find there, and I walked up to this guy and I saw in his stall he had this jug and it was filled with this bright purple liquid. And liquid's not usually bright purple, at least not drinkable stuff. It might be like chemical cleaners, but you know. So I go up to him and I say, "What on earth have you got in that jug?" And he goes, "It's a drink, it makes you more talkative." And I go, "No way, there's no way that that's real." And he goes, "No, it is. I'll give you a free sample." And I go, "Sure, why not? What have I got to lose?" And he pours out this free sample. It was in like a little shot glass. I take the shot of the purple liquid and I go, "Well, don't feel any different. And quite frankly, I think you're lying to me because I've never heard of a drink that makes you more talkative. And even if there was a drink that made you more talkative, I don't think you could get away with it without lacing it. And I don't think you can lace people at a market because there's surely some sort of rule against that. And even then, it would be super immoral to do that, to lace people's drinks and then sell them to them for profit. And what would be the point, honestly? At which point he stopped me and he said, "You know what? I think it's worked." This is the voice section, exercise 1, option A. I believe in this candidate. I believe in this candidate because they are honest and will stand by their promises. I believe in this candidate because they are honest and will stand by their promises no matter what threats are made against them by an opposition which has no morality. I believe in this candidate because they are honest and will stand by their promises no matter what threats are made against them by an opposition which has no morality in the face of their excellent policies and shining integrity. This is exercise 2. There was once a young rat named Arthur, who could never take the trouble to make up his mind. Whenever his friends asked him if he would like to go out with them, he would only answer, "I don't know." He wouldn't say yes and he wouldn't say no either. He could never learn to make a choice. His Aunt Helen said to him, "No one will ever care for you if you carry on like this. You have no more mind than a blade of grass." Arthur looked wise but stupidly said nothing. One rainy day the rats heard a great noise in the loft where they lived. The pine rafters were all rotten in the middle, and at last one of the joists had given way and fallen to the ground. The walls shook, and all the rats' hair stood on end with fear and horror. "This won't do," said the old rat, who was chief. "I'll send out scouts to search for a new home." 3 hours later, the 7 tired scouts came back and said, "We have found a stone house, which is just what we wanted. There is a room and good food for us all. There is a kindly horse named Nelly, a cow, a calf, and a garden with flowers, and an elm tree." Just then, the old rat caught sight of young Arthur. "Are you coming with us?" he asked. "I don't know," Arthur sighed. "The roof may not come down just yet." "Well," said the old rat angrily, "we can't wait all day for you to make up your mind. Right about face, march," and they went straight off. Arthur stood and watched the other little rats hurry away. The idea of an immediate decision was too much for him. "I'm going back to my hole for a bit," he said to himself dreamily, "just to make up my mind." That Tuesday night there was a great crash that shook the earth, and down came the whole roof. Next day, some men rode up and looked at the ruins. One of them moved a board, and hidden under it they saw a young rat lying on his side, quite dead, half in, half out of his hole. My name is Oscar Jones, I'm 19, and a fun fact about me is that once when I was 7, I called the police on what I thought was a toy phone, but was actually my house's landline, and they had to show up to my house because they thought that someone had been kidnapped. How I feel my audition self-tapes reflect me is not very well. I have been told that I sell myself short in a lot of auditions, and in general, the level that I present in auditions and self-tapes is not near my actual level of performance. I'm currently training at Hereford Sixth Form College, doing musical theatre and acting courses. I'm trying to focus on exploring different styles of theatre than the typical naturalism that I've done in A-level drama previously. I want to come and train at Italia Conti because I know students that are there now, and they've been telling me about how much they've learned and how much they've improved in the short time that they've been there, and that's really just what I'm looking for in a drama school. What I would bring to the course at Italia Conti is determination. I don't give up easy, and a hunger for learning and gaining new skills. I heard about you through friends who were applying last year. I will fund the training with a student loan. I don't have a disability or learning difficulty that would affect my learning at Italia Conti. I am slightly colorblind, but as long as I don't have to fly a plane, I think that it'll be fine. And I am aware that you have relocated to Woking, Surrey.